Probably, maybe. Why is there such a delay on my phone? I do not know. Oh well, we are out of ads. Hello, hello. All right.
Salutations.
Hello and welcome, dear spirits, to the Tables of Tartarus, a chapter of Purgatory Corner. Today our storyteller is Corin, and we shall be continuing the tale of Jumpchain. Terminal Season, RWBY Edition, all that fun stuff. Come on in, take seats, and let your imagination run free. Corin, if you'll take the floor.
Considering the fact that we're coming up on the end of this the whole series, I can't help but feel like at least once you could get all of the names of the title of it in order.
Well, you know.
But jokes aside, yeah, welcome back to RWBY Terminal Season, where last time y'all fought against a creature that was a blend of both Grim and Gospel, bringing the two of them together due to the experimentation performed by the mad clown Oswald. Notably, one of the main figures that you'll have to take down both to make it to the end of this dungeon area, but also one of the figures that you'll have to defeat if you want Matarael to not lay siege on Atlas, since it was stated that you'll have to be able to take them out in order to keep him out of the battlefield.
Hmm.
But then, I feel like, regardless of what Matarael had to say, you all had the intention of taking down Oswald no matter what.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This clown bitch needs to die.
Katie was able to interface with the Grim Gospel hybrid in order to start repairing the portions of its mind that had been, to put it frankly, lobotomized, regenerating its capacity to think and causing it to stop trying to attack you and instead align itself with you. But the moment that the combat wrapped up, you heard the taunting voice of Oswald echoing throughout the area again, until a moment later there was a snap and his voice became very clear as he stood at the entrance of the room that you had entered, standing there looking very different from how you saw him last time. Last time you saw him in a red and black diamond patterned jester's outfit. Pretty regular, pretty normal, and that in fact still remains. The problem is that you can tell that it no longer sits quite right on his body. It no longer conforms to his form. Instead, you can clearly see that there is bulging outwards in certain areas, particularly around the neck and the stomach. As you can see that from the faint beating of black ichor, it seems like he is full of that same grim liquid that he was using to experiment with other gospels, experimenting on himself.
Poopy.
Oh. Oh, that's the thing you shouldn't do, dude.
Dowd.
So with that, he's currently standing across from you, clearly intent on getting into combat. Though you note that he does seem a bit off. The way he's looking around the room, he seems to momentarily focus on one of you, but then seems to drift before it refocuses. Almost as if he's being distracted by something. But what exactly that could be is difficult to analyze. So if anyone wanted to attempt to use sense in order to read as though a sense motive, that'd be fine.
There's that win.
Is he like maybe focusing on like is this actually Oswald for sure? For sure. I'm also probably gonna be inciting for that as well.
Okay.
Sense. Oh.
All right,
Nice
that
roll
is a
three.
degree of success. You can definitely tell this is Oswald. There's something about the energy that he gives off that's distinctly familiar, but at the same time warped. This is him, but something about him has changed, altered on some fundamental level. He's definitely Oswald, but he's different.
Can I vibe check him with Abyssal Cuties?
You absolutely can. Go for it.
That's 4 + 1, right? Yeah. Wow, that is the flattest 0 I've ever.
Yeah, that is 0. You can tell that he's definitely using the Grim liquid in his body, but beyond that, you can't seem to interface with it.
Oh, if he's being distracted and he ate the Grim, girl, do you think that maybe you could tell if he's trying to communicate with the Grim or if the Grim inside him are like distracting him? Like he hasn't fully lobotomized them yet or silenced them yet?
Mm.
Would he do that? I don't know. I don't know. He's experimenting on himself, so these are just theories.
I'm gonna keep a hand on the grim guy behind me as I like point one of my guns at him. It's just like puppy kicker. I thought you said you hated Grim. You put it in yourself.
Sometimes we just have to make compromises on exactly what is needed in order to do the good work. You notice his eyes drift a little bit when saying that.
Mm. I'm gonna speak out. And how much of we is in you right now? Just
I
you, or
am,
is there
I
a
am,
chorus?
I am, I am, I.
Mm. Can I do a check to see if he's being distracted? Like maybe I don't know. Would I be able to tell if the Grim are
Um,
kind of?
Where
well,
his eyes are drifting to.
in order to in order to figure out whether or not the Grim are influencing him, you'd need some sort of psychic ability or the ability to interact with Grim, which in your case you don't. It's not something that you can see even with supernatural senses. And Katie already attempted to roll for that, so it's a little tricky.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Because as his eyes continue drifting around, you notice that whenever they lock onto Hunter specifically, there's this flash of anger that immediately disappears as he refocuses. But at the
Hunter.
same time, let's see. Jack, you would be acutely aware of this. That is not the face of someone looking at a person they hate. He is looking with hate, but he's not seeing Hunter when he looks at Hunter. It's more like when you've seen people disassociate, especially with other soldiers.
Oh, what did this
You're
dude
mad
do
that he
to
shot you.
himself?
Well, correction. You're mad about the action that was taken, or rather that he was able to hit the thing that you were going, but you're not really mad at him. You're mad at something. What are you thinking of? By the way, you still have that free hit, so you're going to take it or you're going to not?
It's such a tricky question. Will they let me, or will they intercede?
Jack shrugs. I mean, I said I would give you a free hit. I never said anything about anyone else.
See.
You accepted my terms under those conditions. Therefore,
Yeah.
I have no space in what they do, rather than all I know is that for the first hit that you have on me is completely free according to my own actions.
But doesn't he have your thing? I mean, I wouldn't want to ruin when I know it's what
So
you want.
whatever they do is on them, but my first action against you is withheld until the time of the time that you have hit me and or have touched me in some manner or fashion, preferably in the manner of attack.
I see. His eyes slowly refocus, and he seems to bring himself all the way back into the moment. Then I suppose I'll make this simple declaration. I will make my first attack. You and your allies will do nothing. If any of them intercede for this first blow, I'll destroy the letter that you gave me. Simple.
Shit.
Jack just kind of shrugs. I mean, you destroy the letter, you destroy the letter. I can't really stop you.
Yes, but it was the
But at the same time,
deal
you
that
were
we
also supposed
made.
to deliver it by now.
Well, there's complications involving our dear venerated brother. I'm sure you can understand that plans never do survive first contact with the enemy.
I mean, To be fair, I never said I would do anything. Again, You accepted those conditions.
Yes. Okay. He moves forward and gets basically into melee range with you, and there's a pause as he seems to collect energy rather than just standing there. It's clear he's not exactly planning on holding back for this blow. And I need to do a GM roll. Don't worry, I'm just rolling dice menacingly.
Mm.
Okay. Lynn,
Uh-oh.
you specifically see something manifest behind him. There's this vague, hazy mist for a moment before something else starts manifesting out of that mist. Let me make sure that I'm using the right name here because, yeah, of course I didn't write down the name. There we go. It's one of the people that you met a while ago. Back near the start of all of this, when you first touched down, the group of individuals that you met that you ended up getting into, let's say, illegal contact with, doing operations, stealing from those trains. You recall one of them, and that person's exact face manifests in the mist. The thing about it is that you immediately remember what that person's semblance was. That was Canvas, and their semblance was, according to their statement, disassembling biological constructs down to their base components. And you can see
Oh.
that as the shade begins to glow, as Oswald reaches his arm forward to touch Jackalope on the chest.
I feel like everything slows down as I'm like seeing this. Eyes wide, and I look at Jack. That thing is probably going to disassemble your arm or his body. Where is he reaching?
Aiming for the
Chest.
chest.
That's not something he can ignore. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna say, Jack, it's not worth it. He's going for your chest. You can remember the letter.
Jack, you hear Lynn shout that it's not worth it just before the contact. Do you have any response?
I said I would let him touch me. I never specified where.
Okay. Where?
And I have
where,
a boxer's
you...
background. He's rolling into that metal shoulder.
Hey.
Okay.
I said I'd let him touch him. I wouldn't do anything to him hitting me.
This
I
is
never
true.
specified if I would allow him to hit me in the chest frame or anywhere else. All I said is he got a free hit. I never said where.
That's very true.
Rather
yeah.
than like full on punching you or anything, as you roll your shoulder into it and he processes what just happened, his hand lightly rests on your metal shoulder as he
Hey,
looks to the side and glares at Lynn.
as Jack just gives him a big old smile, and with that, you have hit me technically.
Little rat.
Don't try to trick me with bullshit.
You gave me a free attack. I simply decided to not hold back. This
Exactly.
isn't bullshit, boy.
Correction. I said you could hit me. I never specified where.
And I have not hit you yet. And yet I somehow do not believe that you'll let me get a fresh little do-over, will you?
Wasn't in the agreement.
Filthy little rats.
Fun fact. Every agreement I've ever taken in this world has always gone to benefit me and no one else. Because you're in my melee range now, Bubba.
Then I
And
believe that
really don't like you.
that will be our cue to jump into the
Initiative!
yes, thank you.
Let's do it!
I really need to sort out this entire thing eventually.
Oh, where's this green one?
More
Just
tokens that I'm
spoilers.
just stealing from the Naruto campaign wholesale. I am shameless.
I
And I'm gonna
must
use
have
the
been
yellow jacket.
traumatized when I saw these.
The one that nearly killed Satomi when she opened the 8 gates. Yeah.
Oh,
What?
Yeah.
It's that one.
Just a little bit of
trauma was there.
trauma.
I remember.
We have. There we go. And I'm gonna go ahead and delete the yellow jacket. Apologies, Katie. There we go. As we start initiative, we're going to open up first with making sure that I actually apply these things properly.
See, do we need
Now-
to re-roll our initiative? Or...
Yes, because those are from a previous conflict.
Gotcha. Hold on.
Speed, right?
Yes.
Oh,
Hey,
let's go, let's go, let's go.
Hey, yo, nice.
I actually succeed with 0 speed.
Okay.
Good job.
Oh.
Lynn and Jack both end up rolling 0s.
Oh my god.
Oh, Katie, you are
Whoa.
going last. I
Real
don't know what
last.
everyone else is going to roll, but I can tell you right now, you're going last. Let's see.
How did I get a critical failure on an initiative roll?
Jesus.
I'm glad you got it out of the way.
Hey,
And,
that is a 0 for Oswald.
and,
4 dice puts him. So that puts him below Hunter.
and due to
Oh.
popular request, I'm going to be adding music to this bit,
Oh, nice.
or
Yeah.
attempting
Oh,
to.
that's a good
at
idea.
least. Assuming this actually sounds half decent. I've been trying to find decent music for quite literally the last like 10 minutes. So there you
Okay.
go.
So we
A long
have-
time.
We have 1, 0,
Well, you
and
know.
-1.
So
I
Feel
can see the
free-
effort.
it's fine. A lot of music is. It's hard for me to find music because I don't like music.
Oh, don't worry.
Um,
Don't worry.
It's like in general.
but yeah. So let's see what's going on.
Let's
So
see this
you are.
thing. So then this last one goes after Jackalope, but before Lynn. Okay. That is our initiative order.
Okay.
The first person to open up is going to be, let me make sure I get these correctly. There's a chunk of the ceiling that rapidly opens up, and you see 3 large constructs, because you definitely can't call them people or something like that, fall to the ground, usually with a wet splat.
Hmm.
They have these warped and distorted forms that seem sewn open and then sewn back shut.
Hmm.
Everything is torn apart and reshaped in order to create this facsimile of a body.
Changing music
I have
again
two
because I didn't like that one.
Okie doke. As you look at them, the first one that you spot is this. It was definitely modeled after some sort of fish-like grim, the way that you can see a lot of the scales along the body. But as the grim liquid flows into chunks of the gospel's own body, the porcelain marble-like structure, you can see that it's been reshaped. The other
Deeply
one
concerning.
is almost modeled after Oswald from the upper body, but the way that it's got a large, almost spherical lower body that's held up by a series of various limbs, each one plated in that same marble substance that clearly denotes that this was once the body of a gospel is there. And then the third and last one seems more grim than the other two, though you can still see the skull of it seems more shaped based off of the gospel. Its completely imbalanced form stands out, particularly with its massive right arm. In that thing's case, it's probably best not to get hit by that arm in particular.
Spooky.
Now the
Actually, just realized I didn't set this thing up properly.
Sometimes that's just do how it is.
okay, and I do believe that you cannot see the names of the creatures, if I'm recalling correctly.
No.
We cannot.
No.
Good, because otherwise it would kind of spoil a little bit of the fun. But I need to be able to keep track of who is who. There. The first one to
Very cool.
move is the fish-like creature, as its jaw proceeds to split open further than it should, revealing sinewy connections, and immediately you can see a bright light glowing within it, as it targets Hunter. Hunter, you can dodge, endure, use your response with your semblance, things like that, since I know you have a defensive one.
He's going to endure.
Okie
It's
doke.
it's Godzillaing.
Just a straight endurance roll.
Yep.
Then go for it. It'll be
Da-da.
against its dex.
It's a
in this
3.
case.
Wow.
Oh, wow, that's not good.
Ooh.
3 degrees of
Ooh.
difference.
Swear,
Oh,
this man's only job is to tank the fuck out of things, and the only thing he doesn't do is tank the fuck out of things.
As it opens its mouth, it gets ready to fire the laser before you hear a resounding snapping of fingers. And very suddenly, the room seems to go monochrome. It is grayscale, all the color draining out of it immediately. And I have to
Whoa.
roll
Spoopy.
1. Okay. Everyone in this room gets 1 stack of misery.
Stop, man. Hate when I just
man.
randomly get misery.
As the shot goes through, that critical difference is pretty significant. It'll end up dealing 2d6 damage.
Yeesh.
Hunter, you attempt to endure, preparing yourself for a blow. You weren't quite expecting the sheer amount of heat from that energy that pierces into your side. The first pain comes from the stabbing sensation, followed by the burning sensation, and it hurts bad.
Oh goodness.
It is your opportunity to respond.
Alright, how close am I to it?
Within like a round of running,
Okay.
you could easily close it if you want to go for melee.
Yeah, so he's going to... Let's see. Yeah, he's going to kind of run forwards. His weapon is a, I believe, gravity-enhanced melee weapon. The what's the word I'm looking for? The
Heavy?
the blade. That's what it is. The blade of his polearm is gravity infused, I believe is what its name is. So he's going to run forwards, and he's basically just going to swing his weapon more or less like a baseball bat, using not only the weight of it, but also his own weight to just slam the axe blade into the side of this creature, hopefully aiming it towards Oswald, but primarily just trying to hit the damn thing.
Okay. Real quick,
Mhm.
do we recall what I said that our health was? Because I just remembered that we agreed that going into this area, you healed a certain amount, but not to full.
20 HP for everybody.
20.
Or 20
Okay.
total for everybody, I think.
Alright.
Okay, then in that case, Hunter, your health is 12.
Yeesh.
You got this.
Okay.
I believe in you.
Yeah, and you're going for a melee attack specifically on the fish creature that's lasered you?
Yes.
All right, go
Trying
ahead
to use
and
the weight of my weapon to really hit it.
Okay, go ahead and make a strength roll with a bonus dice since you have a specific ability that benefits it.
Will do.
Goodness.
Da-da-da. Wow.
Okay, that is 2 degrees of success. It is going to attempt to endure,
Give me a
but
failure.
mainly because it can't really dodge. Okay, cool. I almost rolled the wrong number of dice. That's a critical difference.
Oh, Yay! Get him back,
Oh.
bro! Get
And
him back!
it will be launched from a spot too because the gravity
Yeah,
enhancements.
absolutely. So that's going to end up meaning 2d6 damage for the melee attack, thanks to it being a
Oh,
crit.
come on.
Nice.
Come on, get more than an 8. Please, please. Get him.
7
Oh,
damage.
That's still good. That's
That's
still
still pretty
good.
good, yeah.
Pretty good.
Mhm.
So then that reduces it to okay. You swing your hammer. What? You swing your pole arm into the side of it and slam in. It impacts hard, and you can feel a good amount of these fish scales caving inwards, like and driving into its own body like blades as you curl the entire thing bodily.
Mhm.
You managed to deal a good amount of damage with that, but you can tell that even more damage was built up as it slams into the back wall and then drops down to the ground like a limpid.
Thunk.
Did not take well to that. Meanwhile, we now move to Oswald. He raises his hand and snaps again, and Lynn, you can tell immediately that the shade completely changes in terms of appearance. Instead, what you can see is that, yeah, your own face is what occupies the shade.
Mm.
Oh, that's with the 3 enemies, and then there's a shade thing?
But so Oswald has a mist-like substance floating behind him that you're able to see that seems to take on the appearance of someone else. Earlier, he had the appearance of a person who could biologically deconstruct stuff, and he tried to gently touch Jack on the chest. Now, the mist has reshapen into your appearance. Notably, the other shade has disappeared.
Uh, well, that's not right.
Yeah.
Uh,
Now, he is holding his action, meaning that Jack, it is your turn, and you're in melee distance.
I mean, I'm in melee distance, but I also don't trust what he's doing. So I'm just going to use the cannon.
Okay.
get him.
Let's see. Since you're firing, that's going to be Dex. Since it's point blank, just add an extra bonus dice just for that. Pretty hard to miss at point blank.
Ooh,
Okay, that's 2 degrees of success, and
you are
let me
correct.
go
It
ahead
is
and
pretty
look
damn
this.
hard to miss.
Yeah. Now he is going to attempt to dodge, but 1 is less than 2. If you'd like to describe your cannon going off,
So, he does that, and Jack just sits there, and it's just the turn of the lower part of the arm. Fun fact, mechanical pieces don't move like human pieces, and he's just going to fire. It's just going to be into his gut.
Oof.
okay. Go ahead and roll 1d6 1 cannon. Is it loaded with a dust specific?
Since it's the metal arm, no, that's a heat round.
Heat. Okay. Then go ahead and roll 1d6 plus 2 damage. Okay. Not stellar, but it is still good damage. He manages to move his body enough that he avoids a good chunk of the explosion. The only problem is that, as you can tell from the scorch marks that are now covering a chunk of his side, as well as the exposed quote unquote skin that seems damaged, he did not escape entirely untarnished. Now that a chunk of his outfit has been broken, you can tell that he does have that normal pale white marble skin, but you can see black veins of Grim Ichor flowing through the body. Along with that, you can see that the skin bulges in a pulsating manner, just as it goes through, mirroring how the heart would pump blood through a body.
Unpleasant.
Yeah. That. The next one to move is the one with the legs coming out of the sphere. It raises a large guillotine-shaped arm and surges towards who's going to be the physically closest. That's going to be Katie.
Oh.
It is running towards you, Katie, and it is going to make an attack.
Okay.
Now, notably,
Um,
however, so it is going to make a strength attack. What would you like to do? Endure or dodge? Or something else?
um, isn't the hollow uh right behind me?
Yes, and we're going to go ahead and say it shares a turn with you.
Okay. Um, what does the Grim look like? Like, what does it dodging look like?
The Grim is... Oh, I forget how I described it. I'm going to go with a Dark Beast Parl sort of body type, large and mostly composed of this black tar-like fluid that moves between the bones, a mixture of the Grim bones itself and the bone-like structures that compose a gospel. The tar allows it to take this four-legged, quadrupedal position. It's pretty large, but it does seem fairly nimble as well.
Okay. Yeah, because I don't want to like dodge out of the way, only to like get it like super injured or something. I'm gonna dodge. Dexterity is better.
Okay, no,
Uh,
go ahead. Let's see. So first, I'm going to roll its. Let's see. And you're attempting to dodge.
mhm.
It's going to be a weird one. As you attempt to, immediately your entire body gets locked to the ground, as though
Oh.
your weight more than triples. In the case of this, the first d6 is a cursed dice,
Oh.
and the second is a bonus dice. So the cursed dice would replace. Let's see. So, cursed
Um.
and bonus just cancel each other out.
Mhm.
I don't know why I didn't think of that. With 1 degree of success, go ahead and roll your dexterity.
Okay.
1 degree versus 1 degree. Both of you have a base stat of 4. In this case, it would be 15 versus removing that 1 and the 2 becomes 3, so 16. So he wins
Mm,
by 1 point.
that's
Oh,
so
no.
close.
Yep.
Can I shift anything at all to make
Um,
him lose?
You can try, yeah, if you'd like to.
I would want to.
Okay, then Katie, as that sense of gravity pulls you down and makes it harder, another one, it suddenly alleviates just as you're in the position to dodge. Go ahead and roll 1 bonus dice.
Hey.
Yep.
Yes.
There we go.
Heck
And
yeah.
it's
Here
gone
we
from...
go.
Okay, so now you did roll high enough to be able to dodge. You're able to avoid it practically effortlessly and take no damage. But now I'm going to need you to roll 2d6 for the hollow,
Mm. Okay.
since it also has to dodge. 1
Okay.
degree of success versus 1 degree of success, but 4 points in the stat versus 2 points in the stat. The hollow will take 1d6 points of damage. Surging forward, I'm just going to call them by the names. Mr. Knives is what he's called.
What?
Knife boy. No.
Mr. Knives swings the large guillotine blade down, completely missing Katie, but then proceeding to sheath a good chunk of it inside of the body of the hollow, which rapidly tries to scramble away and does, but not without having a chunk of its body shorn off. It's clearly able to reconstruct it using the Grim liquid, but it still took a considerable amount of damage there. Moving into Lynn's turn.
Is she back?
Okay. Yeah, I'm back.
Nice.
Okay. I want to go after Oswald. Let's go and try to shoot him and try to tear him up with some gravity.
Beat that
Okay.
clown.
Mess him up.
Okay. Let's do
So
it.
you are firing on an enemy target. Go ahead and take your dex roll, but add 1d6.
Yeah, because he's not monstrous.
Are you gaining a bonus dice from anything?
Let me take a look.
I just want to make sure I...
That's the 1d6. Sorry. Well, it's not combat acrobatics. It's not
Then in
that.
that case, as you can you feel this energy, like you feel your energy being sapped out of you as you attempt to make the shot as soon as you aim for an enemy. And that dice was a cursed dice, meaning it replaces the highest of the dice in your roll.
Oof.
Oh.
Replacing that means that you're at -1. Meanwhile, the defensive roll from Oswald, which I believe was, yes, he's going to attempt to dodge. With 2 degrees of success, he jumps out of the way, landing and balancing on one foot with a bit of a twirl as the shot goes wide. And you're able to acutely tell you feel bad. Not physically, but emotionally. Something definitely feels off.
It's just a
Is it
little
because
guy,
he's
or
shadow? Because of his shadow stuff or something? Okay. And then can I gravity attack him too?
Um, so as you attempt to do that, for whatever reason, you cannot bring yourself to do it. You attempt to focus in order to do the attack, in order to launch a second attack on him, but immediately something stops you. Like you just don't have the emotional power to do it. And you can tell from the stretching of the fabric on his face, Oswald is smugly grinning at you for attempting to do that.
Oh my gosh.
This
Somebody shoot him.
goddamn clown.
I'm gonna say somebody shoot him. And I'm gonna hold my gravity action to be able to use for somebody else.
I'm
Okey-doke.
waiting for.
Can I also motion myself up into the air?
If you want to hold if you want to hold an action to be able to use it later, I think that'd be different from like that would take up your movement action. Yeah, it'd take up your movement action.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay. Next we have Bunny. With the massive,
Bunny?
oversized right arm, it surges forward in order to try to attack Hunter.
Okay.
Clearly trying to capitalize on it. Would normally get a beefy 2d6 on the attack, but that's a -1.
Oof.
Go ahead and make your roll to try to either endure or dodge, Hunter.
Endure. Well, okay then.
Well, day 0 still beats -1.
It does.
It tries to swing forward, but it stumbles as though losing its own energy. And when it impacts against you, while it knocks you back a few feet, it does not get through your aura and doesn't deal damage.
Nice.
It seems exhausted the moment that it tried to attack you.
Weird.
It is now Katie's turn.
Okay. Katie is going to try to like use her like grim hands to like pull herself on top of the hollow.
Okay.
Just like, all right, let's go get him, boy.
All right, that would count as a movement action, which I'm totally fine with giving you. As mentioned, your hollow also has a turn, and it occupies the same turn as you. So you are
Oh.
now straddling atop this massive abomination in most eyes. Big puppy to you, probably.
Big puppy. Do I like have any I like thoughts on like what this what the hollow is like capable of like attack wise, or do I
It's
just
got
kind of like
some.
launch?
It's got some big, sharp claws on some big, heavy paws.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, I was wondering where like the enemies are in relation. Let me get my roll.
So, see, Oswald is around there-ish. I'm gonna say. Then it fell down there. There. Whoops. You knocked that against the back wall. Then
Okay.
this one charged down Hunter and completely failed.
Uh-huh.
Lynn is in the back, currently keeping an eye on things, and I don't see you anywhere,
I'm in
Katie.
I'm in the corner with the lion
She is.
lady from ages ago.
Oh, yeah, I forgot that she existed. Okay. Now let's see. So this one had originally charged and attacked you, which means that that's pretty much how it looks.
Okay. Interesting. So Jackie is currently doing stuff as well. I assume that's the hollow right near me. Okay, so I'm thinking.
That's Mr. Knives.
Oh, that's Mr. Knives?
Yes,
Oh,
your
okay,
hollow doesn't
okay.
have an icon.
Right. No, that's alright. He has an icon and it's super cute. I think it would probably be most efficient to try to get my hollow to attack Mr. Knives. Because Mr. Knives is already trying. Eventually I want to try to get my hollow to attack Oswald, because I want to know if it can be defeated by poor little Meow Meow aura.
That's just so that it's easier
Oh.
for folks to recognize what is what.
Okay, alright, cool. Okay, I'm gonna launch Hollow Boy at
Okay, so the hollow is attacking that, so we're going to go ahead and roll 3d6 for that. Oh, forgot the additional 1d6 cursed. It still comes up as a success, so even though it replaces the 6, that is 1 degree of success versus its attempt to dodge, which is 0 degrees of success. It's still a successful blow as the hollow swings forward in order to slash into the body of Mr. Knives. Ends up managing to do a good slash along the spherical belly, and you can see small amounts of Grim Ichor flowing out of the gash in its stomach. It does not seem to take too kindly to it, but it doesn't seem too badly injured either.
Alright. Do I get an attack, or is the hollow the?
I'm going to say yes, because you did successfully befriend it at the end of the last session, thanks to your rolls.
Okay, alright. In which case, I'm gonna shoot some fire shots at the open wound.
Okie doke. Go ahead and make a dex roll with 1 cursed dice.
Okay. Is there? Oh, that's not good. That's not very. That's not.
Nope,
very
that's a
chill.
-1.
That's fine. I already
0.
did. Okay.
Yeah. It pushes off with 6 of its legs in order to shove itself out of the direction, and your shots slam into the ground, lighting sparks and flames where it was previously standing, but not successfully dealing any damage. And with that, we move to the top of the round, as once again you can hear the loud snapping of fingers. 3. Everyone now has 4 stacks of misery.
Yeesh.
And along with that, another
3
ability
snaps for 4
activates.
levels? Oh my gosh.
Everyone now has a total of 4 stacks. Let me just make sure I'm keeping track of this in an Excel spreadsheet, because there's some math to keep track of on my end.
Oh.
And as
I'm
Ms.
really glad it
Mermaid,
works.
you can feel that as that snap ripples out, all of a sudden you have a lot more energy, but not towards your enemies. There's this sensation like you need to start attacking things around you, and it needs to be different things. Miss Mermaid very quickly establishes this. With 4 stacks of misery, it fires at Bunny with its 4d6.
Kind of works out for us, I think.
These ones replace, so that 5 will replace the 1, but everything else is equal, so that's 2 degrees of success. Bonus dice, attacking its own ally for 1d6, 2. As it does that, the shot pierces through Bunny's body, and it clearly takes the damage, but Ms. Mermaid, in turn, seems to get more energy from this, and follows up with an attack on Hunter, attacking twice in 1 turn.
Whoa.
Okay.
It will be making 4d6 and then 2 cursed dice. The 1 replaces 5. It's a net 0. Go ahead and roll your defensive roll.
Okay. There we go.
2 degrees of success. Yeah, you're able to avoid the shot this time as it lances through there. But you can clearly tell that when it damaged its own ally, it suddenly got a lot more energetic. Hunter, it's your move. And you can feel that there's this heavy weight of despondency, almost like an artificial despair weighing on your shoulders right now.
That's
Oh.
annoying. He is going to kind of dig his weapon into the ground, kind of slamming the head into the ground, and he's just gonna straight up try shooting Oswald in the head with
Okay.
fire rounds. See if that
Go
will
ahead.
disable whatever thing is going on.
Go ahead and make your dex roll with 4 cursed dice.
Oof. Oof. Oh, do I need to roll 4 more?
Yes, your normal roll
Jesus.
plus 4 cursed dice.
Jesus
So
Christ.
that would be 4 degrees of failure as you try to fire at Oswald
Whoa.
Wow.
versus his.
Roll 4. God, oh my god.
Wow.
So that is a
Double
difference
critical
of
failure?
6. And as he rather, it looks like he's taking the pose to get ready to dodge before he raises a finger to his chin and just holds still as your shot goes completely wide, surging away. And he'll use this opportunity to launch a counterattack. But not at you, as he points directly towards the air. Now, immediately, large surges of red blast from the ceiling, the same red cloth as his own body. 3d6. Wow, okay, that's a 0, that's a 1, that's a... Okay. And now I need to make a similar roll for each one. Okay, so that's 2-2. Okay, so it seems like only one of them got hit. But the one that did get hit was Ms. Mermaid, taking 2 points of damage, and immediately you can tell that Oswald's energies, he's building up again. And that was his counterattack to your own as he attempts to shoot his own allies.
But it's getting very annoying.
His actual turn rolls around, and the first thing he does is he once again fires directly at Ms. Mermaid. He seems annoyed at how frequently he's having to attempt this. Oh, I forgot that substitute roll. Oh, well, whatever. So he's still not completely out of misery. As he does that, he stretches strongly, feeling a lot better. And as long as he doesn't attack the same person twice, he turns to Jackalope and immediately swings his arm forward. Jack, go ahead and make your normal defensive roll.
Gotcha.
Whichever one you'd like it to be.
I mean, just be an endurance.
Okie doke. Oh. As he slams his fist into your chest, your semblance manages to catch all of the energy for it. And as it does, we're gonna go ahead and roll what would have been damage, but no, you just get a full success built off of that as it slams into your chest. Instead, all you feel is stronger.
I do jack shit to him, and he's like, let me replicate that real quick with Jack.
As he does that, he does seem to pause for a moment, look up, look back down at your chest, let out a deep sigh. And as it is his turn, he will once again be changing the shape of the shade behind him. Lynn, you recognize Jack's face behind him. Jack, it is your move.
Gotcha.
This bitch.
Can I free action when it's not my turn?
Well, a free action. Yeah, you can always shout. That is always an option.
Oh, okay. He's displaying Jack's semblance, I'm gonna say. He's gonna use it in some type of way. He already used my gravity.
Really? You're using me?
Well, someone has to get use out of your sorry ass.
Yeah. Jack's gonna point his other gun straight to the ground. Yeah, but I know the ways around my semblance.
Very fair.
As Jack's gonna light up the ground between them to hit them both, mind you. Because melee distance, Jack is real close. Because keep in mind, I'm making explosions typically. I use both ice and fire dust. I'm just gonna load it up with ice.
Ooh,
okie doke.
Smart.
This is not kinetic. This is elemental. Let's go for understanding my own semblance.
Go ahead and make your attack roll. You will Ooh, I did not think about this little thing, because you're technically not firing at an enemy, but it's the intent. You
Mhm.
will have
The
to
intent
take
is to hit both of us.
Yeah. Oh, whoa. Oh, yeah, you're hitting... Let me go check my wording real quick. I have to very clearly check, because that's... Okay.
And Jack has the full intention to hit himself.
Okay, according to the phrasing of his personal ability, yeah. You would take a 4d6 penalty on your misery due to the misery stacks. But because you're attacking someone that is on your side, you would also gain 4 bonus dice, meaning it completely balances out.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Go ahead and
Did
make your
it.
normal roll and add 1d6 because it's a it's
Oh.
point blank.
I feel like he's pissing off the Oswald just by existing right now.
And Oswald only has 2d6 on his endurance. That's a difference of 3. That is a difference of 3. So you are going to take 1d6 of damage. He is going to take 2d6 of damage.
Oswald is so pissed right now.
Hey, Chubby.
So if you'd like to go ahead and roll the 1 and the 2 for the damage dealt, we'll get to see what scale of damage you're dealing. You take very little damage. He takes a reasonable amount. As you fire into the ground, the ice spikes surge upwards, and they end up slashing up your legs a little bit, but not nearly as much as they end up stabbing into Oswald's. The ice seems to wrap around both of your feet, making it harder to move out of the way, but as Oswald's lower body is up to his shins is completely encased in ice, you do not see him successfully getting out of the way, as instead you can tell that he's very deeply scowling from beneath the mask. And more of that pale, marbled flesh, dotted with those black veins, is now more visible. Now, because you're technically frozen to the ground, you don't have a movement action.
Nope.
So we're going to move on to Mr. Knives, who once again is going to... Oh, no. Oh, let me go. Remember. Yeah. So he is going to surge forwards and try to attack Bunny, because the stacks of misery are not great. Oh, wait. Hold up. Let me double check this ruling. Yeah. So, Jack,
Yes.
you have 4 stacks of misery. You dealt 2 damage. Now you have 2 options here. You can either take that 2 damage and reduce your misery by 2 levels, or you can also deal a minimum damage equal to your misery level, removing all of the misery but increasing how much damage you took.
I'll decrease the misery.
Decrease the misery. Okay. In that case, you actually took 4 points of damage, and you have 0 stacks of misery right now. And I forgot, you have... Turns are built so that you have 2 attack actions as long as they're not on the same person. You have a ranged weapon. You can still fire at someone else.
Yep. And it was just the stabby one that hit me?
Yes,
Or
I
was that
believe
the
so.
Oswald thing?
I believe Oswald dealt damage. I think the other ones were dealing damage to the rest of the party. Mermaid shot through there, and yeah, I don't think you've been hit by one of the others, just Oswald.
Yep. As Jack's just gonna point his mechanical arm behind him.
Okie doke.
And given that the one directly behind him is fighting Katie, he's gonna be firing at that one.
Understood. You're firing at Mr. Knives. You're gonna go ahead and make your roll. Whoa, that's not good.
Sorry, Katie.
Can I have help with that action that I held? For helping? Because I've been I could be in this timeline of seeing him try to hit this guy.
I'm gonna say yes. So he can add 1 bonus dice. Basically, you see that as he aims, his aim is off, so you're able to use the gravity to adjust the position of his hand by pulling it. Oh, come on. Statistically improbable, and yet it keeps happening.
Yeah.
I tried.
So Mr. Knives is not expecting this, so can't roll to dodge, and instead is going to roll to endure. 1 degree versus -1. So it is able to dodge, and that unfortunately means that since you fired directly behind you, Katie, now you have to dodge.
Ooh, okay. Let's see.
It should not be hard to beat -1, though.
Come on. Yeah.
You beat the -1, and so did the hollow. The shot goes wide, and it does not impact against anyone, friend or foe.
Nice.
Nice.
Mr. Knives will now use his turn to charge down and launch a big sweeping slash at both targets at once, nullifying both the bonus and cursed dice from launching an attack. It raises all of its all 6 legs in order to stand directly on the spherical thing and start spinning as it moves. Its massive guillotine blade at the end of its spinning shot. It's first going to attempt to stab its ally.
If it gets out of Katie's range, is there a top attack of opportunity?
I don't believe we have those in this system.
Mm-hmm.
No, we don't. Huh?
Let's see. In this case, well, that's not great. We're gonna go ahead and see.
How middling it must
Bunny
be.
is going to throw the roll, but Sin, you literally just need 1 success on whatever you roll.
Endure? Yeah.
You can do it.
Endure?
I believe in you.
Hey,
Yeah, that's
1
one
success.
success.
Do it.
As it slashes through its ally, dealing the necessary damage. Let me go ahead. It's bypassing damage in order to do its effect.
Mm-hmm.
That is Knives. Setting to... It now has a rating of 0. But unfortunately for it, it deals absolutely no damage to Hunter.
Nice.
So instead, as it continues spinning around, it isn't very smart, so it wastes a part of its turn because it can only make melee attacks, and it already attacked both targets in melee, meaning that it continues to spin wildly in place. The both of you are already able to be slightly out of its range, but it's now Lynn's move.
Let it rip. It's going, guys. It's going.
It's Beybladen.
It's Beyblade. Okay.
Lynn, you have 2 attacks that you can make. They cannot be on the same person, and they can be in whichever order you like.
And then it'll still be the -4 dice if I don't hit a friend or something.
Yes. Due to the stacks of
Or
misery,
myself.
yes, you either have to hurt yourself or someone else in order to reduce your misery.
Oh,
Notably, if you attack yourself or an ally, you will gain 4 bonus dice.
Oh.
The chances of you getting a critical is very high. In fact, it gets higher and higher the more misery you accumulate.
Oh, goodness gracious. She is not used to wanting to hurt herself or even wanting to deal with that. Oh.
Shoot, Jack.
But you just started being friends.
I can't just shoot you. She's
Nah, trust me, it'll be great. As Jack just holds up 2 thumbs up.
It'll be all Gucci in this town.
as she had been thinking about using the gravity to maybe break her own fingers, just her hands
Ooh.
quiver. She just can't think about doing that to herself, even if she doesn't know any other way to hurt herself other than just shooting herself. Or I don't want to shoot anybody else. But he can't. Then Oswald just wins. Shit.
Okay, Lynn, think about it this way. Jack can't move, but Jack is flexible, really flexible.
Would you be able to use pips from it or something?
Oh, almost certainly.
The flexibility-based dodging, because he specifically took the ability flexibility inside of the body mod, means that he would get a +1 to dodge. Or more accurately, the bonus die, he would get -1 because of the frozen in place, but it completely nullifies that, so he gets a flat roll even though he's immobilized.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't have to hit him to get no pips?
In order to reduce the pips, you lose misery equal to the amount of damage you deal to an ally.
Okay. Then I'm she shakily raises her gun and she points it to Jack and says, Jack, I'm going for your left shoulder.
Okay.
All right, watch it. She's
Okay.
gonna. She shoots.
Going for your spleen.
All right, go ahead and make your dex roll. In this case, let's see, you're aiming at an ally, so you also gain 4 additional dice that
Mhm.
end up substituting for your lowest ones. So that means that you
wow.
have 3 degrees of success.
Damn.
Jack, you can make your roll in order to dodge. You're at no penalty. 3 and 0, that's a critical difference.
Ooh.
No, that's not what I wanted. I said on your left.
Okay.
It's
Now-
on your left.
Yeah, so with a critical difference, as mentioned,
Does it carry over? Oh no.
so
Does
you're
it
gonna, so
carry
first
over?
we're going to start by rolling the 2d6.
Mhm.
I didn't want this, guys. I didn't want this. I just want.
Wow.
Fair enough.
Oh,
Okay.
wow.
Let's see. Yeah, for the critical hit, that's 1d6 is 1, then 1d6 is 1. You can either
I
choose
love
to deal because you can deal, if you want, a minimum of 4 damage in order to remove all of your stacks of misery at once. Or you can deal the 2 points of damage and reduce your stack by 2. So do you want to take the minimum, or do you want to deal 2 or 4?
I think the null it out.
Okie
I
doke.
think that's a good idea.
Jack, you take 4 points of damage, but Lynn has 0 stacks of misery now.
Oh,
Along with
well,
that, you have your
that's probably
second
the best
shot.
I could have done.
Yeah, you can now take a shot at any enemy in the area without any penalty.
I go for Oswald. That little smirker.
Okay.
I mean, to be fair, Jack would get hit, but Jack would also still force his body to bend awkwardly to give you that shot.
Oof.
Oh man.
It
Oh, bless
works well. You got that shot real good.
Okay. Is it? Do I shoot or do I do gravity as my second thing?
You can do either one. Normally, you'd have to choose gravity, but in this case, that's his ability. For additional bloodlust, basically, it grants you an additional attack with your gun.
Okay. Then I'll do that then.
Okie doke. You're firing at Oswald, and he gets no bonuses. You get no penalties. That's 2 degrees of
Whoa.
success.
Let's do it.
And he gets. Oh no, he actually does have a penalty because, as we'll recall, he's immobilized and doesn't have flexible.
She's gonna shoot him and say, "Smile about this."
Okay, that 4 replaces the 5, meaning that's a 0.
Oh, let's
You
do it.
Smile
successfully-
about this.
Smile
Go
about
ahead and
this.
roll 1d6 for damage.
I love that.
I think I have 2d. I have 2d6 for damage of gun.
Oh, okay. Then in that case, you need to roll an additional d6 for Jack's damage because I didn't know that.
Oh.
Okay,
Oof.
so that was 1, 2. So
Wait,
Jack,
I did roll 3 before. Remember, there was an
Oh
extra
yeah,
one.
1, 2, 1, 1,
There was a
2.
2.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, okay. You know what? I'll accept that.
Yay!
You took the exact same amount of damage, Jack. Nothing changed.
You're
Meanwhile,
welcome,
9
Jack.
points of damage. Your shot slams into the chest of Oswald as he's basically his up to his shins are still frozen in the ice, but he's knocked backwards enough that at his knees he bends and slams down into the ground. He lets out a lot heavy as he then proceeds to look directly at you, and he is grinning even wider.
Very uncomfortable sound.
Bunny begins its turn by slamming its fist into the Mr. Knives next to it. I really should have made a macro for this. Okay, so that's 4 degrees of success.
Yeesh.
Ah.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, versus 1 and 4. That's still a critical difference. So 9 points of damage slam into Mr. Knives as it proceeds
Sheesh.
to rip open even wider that gap in the body. See, 9 on Knives takes it down to there. Okay. But all of the built up.
Pain and suffering.
That's weird.
Hmm.
I think I've messed up. I'll fix that later. For now, all of the misery built up is immediately discharged as it rears its head back and lets out a heavy, warbled shout and proceeds to bring its fist down onto Hunter in order to do a unweakened attack.
Whoopsie.
0 degrees. You just need 1 degree again.
All right.
You can do it.
I get
That is
1
1
degree.
Once again,
Oh!
it managed to deal damage to its ally and no one else, as it then proceeds to slam down.
Hunter barely fucking making out of each and every one of these moments.
Yeah. As the heavy fist slams down, you can feel the air getting pushed past your body from the force of the swing. But ultimately, air is the only thing that impacts against you, as you're able to deftly avoid it. And we move into Katie's turn.
Okay.
Katie,
Alright.
you would if you wanted to shoot the hollow to remove your misery, you would actually get a guaranteed success at point blank from a non-resisting target.
No, that's the
much-
saddest thing I've ever heard.
Just shoot the dog.
Yeah, no, I can't.
No.
This is my entire mission is to not shoot dog.
Shoot the
Then I guess-
puppy. I would.
Well, if you won't do that, then tell me, what will you do?
Alright, how much misery do I have?
You have 4 stacks of misery.
Okay. Does my hollow have any misery or does it not get
4 stacks of misery.
Okay, alright.
Notably,
What
you
if
could
you
also
just
just shoot yourself, but that's a little bit less fun.
Fair. I mean, theoretically, I could continue the pattern and shoot Hunter.
Oh no,
could.
he doesn't have that much HP.
You might die, but you could. And you know what? It would be really funny considering you've already killed me.
Yeah.
But what about the hollow? It
Um,
also has stacks. What if you guys just do a little bite against each other? You know,
Trade.
trade it off.
Good.
So, like, and I'm assuming my hollow's misery isn't affected by the state of my own.
No, they are 2 independent factors.
Yeah,
So
that's
you
what I
both need to deal damage to allies in order to reduce it.
Okay.
Do a dap high five that just also hurts you.
Strongest high five on the planet.
Okay. Alright. I am going to, it's Kitty's like kind of starting to realize like how this works, and she's gonna like put her arm down in front of like the hollow. Does the hollow have a mouth?
Yes.
Okay, she's gonna put her arm down in front of the hollow's mouth. And it's like, bite me.
Okay, go ahead and roll Abyssal Cuties, because its first thought is that it doesn't want to do that, actually. But you did give an
Aw.
order.
It's consensual. Consensual.
That would be...
Okay.
Okay, well, I'm going to say a 0 passes, just because it is non-hostile. 2 replaces the 1, so you're good. And it does bite down. It will deal 4 points of damage to you in order to nullify all of its misery counter. You're now down to 16 health, Katie.
Ow, ow, ow. That's okay. I was already squishy. Alright. And I'm assuming that doesn't take up like the main attack hollow.
Yep. Everyone gets 2 attacks on the turn in order to feed due to the bloodlust effect.
Mm-hmm.
Or technical, so the skill name is Malicious Bloodlust. But yeah, you can.
Alright.
Do you-
I am going to have my hollow throw itself because there are 2 people on Hunter.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to say, okay, buddy, you're gonna go attack those 2 guys over there that are attacking that red guy. Because I don't want red guy's been going through a lot lately. This is a tough time in his life. So you're gonna attack those guys, and I'm gonna go slap Jack in the face real quick.
Okay. Little slappy,
So-
make Shacky happy.
Oh God.
So how hurt is Jack right now, though? Oh, guys.
I have a crisp, clean 12 health.
Oh my gosh, girl.
It's more than I need because you only need 1 to live.
That's
No,
true.
That's not.
The only health point that matters is the last one.
Exactly.
Wait a second.
In Katie's mind, slapping Jack is like only beneficial for us.
Not
Oh,
natural.
true. Well, he might get pips from it. Yeah.
Yeah. So
no.
she's gonna have the hollow like kind of run like towards the others, and while that's happening, she is going to, because I feel like so touching Oswald is probably bad.
Usually, yeah.
Because I feel like, I don't know, he's gonna have some like weird trick up his sleeve, and then he's gonna like turn his head around 180 degrees, and it's gonna laugh in my face, and it's be super creepy. So I feel like this is a big empty room. I want to like repel myself towards someone, but I don't know if Jackie has enough mass for me to do that. Unless I do like a Looney Tunes type
Jack
thing where I wrap
is
my arm
currently
around him.
frozen to the ground, if that's what you're
Right.
talking about. So if you needed to
Okay.
pull yourself towards him, he's literally frozen to the ground.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. So I'm gonna repel myself towards him, Looney Tunes style.
Okie doke. Hand surges out, grabs onto his ankles, and yoink!
Hi, can I slap you real quick?
Sure.
Sweet. Okay, because I've got offensive depression on me, and that's bad.
Katie,
Slap.
go ahead and make your strength roll with a 4d6 bonus. If you do not have
Offensive
4 points in it, that
depression.
means that whatever the highest one you get will be what affects it.
I have 0 ticks. Does this make this 3 dice?
So what that means is you're going to roll 4d6, and oh god, I never thought about what would happen if you got cursed dice on a 0.
You just accept them? You just.
Just roll 4d6 cursed dice. No, make that 3d6 cursed dice, and they cannot count as successes.
I was rolled 4 already.
That's fine. 2, 5, and 1.
Well,
But Jack is not. Jack, are you dodging?
I'm enduring.
Okay, no, Jack's not
Specifically
dodging.
trying to absorb energy from it, so...
Okay, so then we'll count that as a success. Katie, go ahead and roll a... Wait, that's not cursed dice, that's bonus dice. Oh well, either way. 1 degree of success, go ahead and roll 1d6 damage, or deal 4 points of damage. Your choice.
I feel like odds-wise, D6 better, right?
Depends on
Yeah,
whether or not you
that's
want to
what
get rid of the... So that would
Oh.
get rid of 2 stacks of misery while you have 4.
Oh, right.
So you can either
Sorry.
discharge all of them, or do the 2.
Oh, okay. Yeah, speaking from Katie's perspective, she's gonna want to do 4 points of damage.
Okie doke.
Oh,
Jack, you
yes.
take 4 points of damage. You're not feeling too hot.
I mean, to be
Uh,
fair, I did say I was enduring.
That's true. Go ahead and roll your endurance.
I feel so bad. Oh, thanks.
Okay.
Jack.
Now you could choose to decrease the amount. No, that's actually Oswald's special ability. You can't decrease it. But because you had a success, roll 2d6 for how much energy you're absorbing for this, instead of just 1.
Nice.
Damn.
good
Damn.
God,
Okay,
he is
you
becoming a
have 2 and-
powerhouse.
You have 2 and 5/6. That's pretty good, especially because they're guaranteed successes that bypass your misery counter.
He's about to go fucking ham on this clown.
Yeah.
Ms. Mermaid will
7.
Miss Mermaid will flop itself wildly off to the side, and yeah, let me just go ahead and yeah, that's what I figured. So, what that means is that it's going to take a shot at Hunter and Katie, and well, first
Wait.
it's let's see, let me
Aren't I
check Mermaid.
repelled
Yeah.
to... Aren't-
Oh, you're
aren't I
right. You're
re-
right. I forgot
Yeah,
to
I'm
move
with-
you first.
Yeah,
Okay,
I'm with,
then in that
I'm with
case,
Jackie.
Is the doggo
it-
over us?
instead of
here?
shooting there,
Yeah,
yes, the doggo's
yeah.
next to you, which reminds me, I actually have to roll for its attack. Thank you for the reminder.
Mhm.
It didn't.
No.
I don't think it hit. I don't think it.
I could be
hit.
wrong,
It's-
but that looks
it's-
like a very low
It's
number.
going through
Nope.
some.
Yeah, the dog missed.
Yeah, it's
You got my
going
goal.
through something. Sad.
But Ms. Mermaid will once again take a shot, and it is going to fire at Oswald, as well as the both of you.
Hmm.
Since it's making an attack against an ally and an enemy at the same time, they balance each other out. Go ahead and make your regular defensive roll. You just need one.
I did it
Alright,
again.
Good job.
Let's
It's like the
see.
4th time in a row I have done that.
Good
Well,
job.
It's
I'm
Jack
gonna
and Katie.
Oh, Jack and Katie?
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm
Wow.
trying to figure. I'm not doing so hot on health, and I don't know what Oswald's gonna do. So I'm gonna bend. Because okay, I'm gonna make a plea here. Can I use Dex for flex?
Yeah, you can roll your dex and get your flex. Well, you're imprisoned, so
Yeah, so
Uh,
it's gonna equal out.
yeah, it's gonna equal out. But yeah, you can use dex here.
You had to get one, buddy.
Just only needed one. Katie, go ahead and make your roll as well.
I'm sorry, Jack. I stole your one.
Apparently.
Can I use Dex?
To dodge, yes.
Yeah. Yes. Yep.
Yeah, you
And
can use
with
dex
my-
to dodge, endurance to endure. You
Yeah.
have 16 health at this time.
Katie.
Well-
That's a 0. So both of you get hit, and
Can I
let's
help
see.
Jack move? Like maybe
Um,
move even lower or something? Or off to the
Not
side?
while he's immobilized, but you could help Katie
Snaps his
since she
spine
can
in
be
half.
moved.
Okay. I'll help move Katie.
Move, Katie.
Yeah, and as long as you're immobilized, you're gonna not be able to get moved out.
No.
Though with multiple attacks, you can just attack the ground and break the restraints on your turn. But for now, Katie, you get a bonus dice.
Uh,
Not a 1. Yay!
You take no damage.
heck
Yes.
yeah.
Who needs damage when you
Jack
can punch a clown?
takes
Oh.
5. Jack, if you can go ahead and make another roll for your banked successes.
Come
Okay.
on.
It's something good. Yeah.
3. You're at 3 and 1/3 successes banked. But your health is low.
Jackie, you dead?
Not yet.
That's good.
Hunter, it's your move. Whoa, wait. Oh, nope,
Oh.
we hit the top of the round. Which means... Let's see. And then I have to... Oswald still has 1. Okay. So, he can only do a maximum of 2 misery instead of up to 4.
Hmm.
Okay, let me update things.
That mean I have now a
And-
6 misery?
Yes.
Jesus
Because you didn't shoot
Christ.
any of your allies.
Okay. Well, this is going to be interesting.
Yeah.
Maybe you get a prize if
yeah.
you max out.
You can shoot any of your allies. You can shoot yourself. But
Uh,
notably, Oswald, something seems off now. It's more off than before, but in the same way. His focus is once again shifting and falling apart as he keeps looking around like he's not seeing the room he's in. This is
Weird.
especially apparent to Jackalope at melee distance.
okay. I'm gonna look at the big old Grim next to me. I'm gonna look at him and just go, "Oi, you wanna fly?"
It sets its jaw. It doesn't like you, which, running theme amongst the Grim, right? But if you want to make an attack on it, you can. It is
Yeah.
non-resisting, which means that you could get a guarantee. And if you could either choose to roll 1d6 for damage or take the 6 and remove all of your stacks of misery.
Now, my weapon is very specifically, I have perfect balance on it. So is balanced to a point of perfection, which gives me very precise control over it. It is exceptionally heavy, so it weighs twice as much as a regular weapon like this would, which is quite significant considering the size of it. So I'm essentially just going to like lean back and like aim my weapon kind of at, you know, the which Grim is next to me, the big guy?
Well, there's the hollow, which
Mhm.
it was what I assumed you were talking about,
Yeah.
and then there's the creatures.
Yeah, the creatures.
That would be Mr. Knives and Bunny are next to you.
Okay, so I'm essentially going to be aiming like at Bunny. I'm just going to go, get on, fly. Try to make it get onto my weapon as I smack the shit out of it into the bunny.
Okay, so then you're basically attacking them both simultaneously. Completely nullifies any penalties.
Mhm.
So go ahead and make that. I'm going to have the hollow roll endurance.
Okay, do I get a bonus dice considering the heft of the weapon?
Yeah, I'm going to say yes.
Okay, so that's 3 plus
because
1.
you did spend points on heavy.
Whew.
Okay, well, that's 2 degrees of success. That's -1 on the part of the hollow. That's a 3 difference. And
Critical.
let me go ahead and... Yeah. And Mr. Knives only... Oh, no, you said Bunny, not Mr. Knives.
Yeah, Bunny.
That's also critical.
Oh, no.
So you crit them both.
Let's
Go ahead and roll
interesting.
So go ahead and roll 2d6 for each of them. And on Bunny, you can either take... let's see.
Just
Okay,
don't
you can
kill
choose a
my
6 or a
puppy,
6.
red guy.
So it looks like the hollow just takes straight up 6 damage.
All right, cool.
Don't kill my puppy.
You have 0.
I'm not trying to kill your puppy. So I either choose. Wait, what do I do with the?
You also do 2d6 for Bunny that you're impacting against. Also 6 points of damage dealt to.
Okay. So I can either remove the 6 or I can just do a 6.
No, it's basically I was making a joke. You can either choose to deal the number or the amount of damage equal to your misery, or if it's less, whatever you roll.
Oh,
They were both 6.
that makes sense.
Now, that was your attack action.
Mm-hmm.
You get 2 attack actions each turn as long as it's not the same person, and Mr. Knives is also in melee range.
Cool. I am going to essentially like I swung, hit the hollow, and then in the same motion, kind of using the momentum, I'm just going to spin around and pretty much like, again, baseball bat the crap out of Mr. Knives, aiming for specifically Oswald. I'm trying to swing this guy into Oswald.
Okie doke. Considering the angle, that'd be very difficult. I would normally apply a penalty of 1 dice, but you get a bonus of 1 dice from your heavy weapon, so that'll actually balance each other out. Go ahead and make your strength roll.
Okay. And then do I get any bonuses from misery?
No.
Okay.
If you're attacking an enemy, it would normally be a penalty. Oh, good point. You have a movement action.
Oh, I do have movement action.
Move first and then line it up.
Yeah,
so I'll be move and line it up.
Yeah, moving and lining up then. So additional 6.
Yeah, an additional 1d6.
Well,
thank you, Lynn.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see.
That's so useful to me.
It's a thing.
That's 1 degree of success, and Oswald gets a penalty because he still hasn't freed himself.
It's the thought that counts.
The whole ass body of knives flying into him.
That 2 replaces a 6, meaning that
God.
cursed dice because he's frozen in place.
This bitch.
Go ahead and roll a d6 for damage on both of them. That's 5 damage dealt to Mr. Knives, and go ahead and roll another for the damage dealt to Oswald.
God damn it. It's 2s.
5 was pretty good.
5 was pretty good. And I mean, I did hit this knives with the full brunt of my weapon, so.
Yeah. It's now Oswald's turn, and he's looking around at his group with disdain. Oh, if you want something done right. And he takes his hand and shoves it into his own stomach, impaling himself.
Sheesh. I love how you got beamed in like the body, and it's just like, fuck you.
Now, let's see, since that is on himself, that means that he does have to deal with a potential risk.
Oh,
Cool.
goodness.
He does succeed either way. It's just that he was at risk of critting
Jesus
himself.
Christ.
Whoa.
Oh, wait. That should have been only 3 bonus. Well, either way, it's literally the exact same roll.
Mm-hmm.
As he ends up dealing the damage to himself, he'll be doing either... Well, he rolled higher than his minimum. He takes 5 points of damage to reduce his thing. He winces as he dealt more damage than he intended as he rips his hand out, and you can see the black ichor merging together with golden blood, the clear blending of both types of being inside of him. And you can see that the black tendrils of the Grim are trying to pull the chunks inside of his body of the gospel flesh back together. And then he gets his second attack at no penalty to Jack.
Oh.
Now, if you want to dodge, you take no penalty.
Let's see. Question: is he still using Jack's semblance?
It has a... We're going to say free action. Lynn would be able to tell you that, yes, he hasn't changed it yet.
Okay. And what exactly is he doing?
It looks like he's just trying to impale you with his hand.
Okay. Can I meet his hand with my robot arm?
Oh, okay. So instead, yeah, absolutely. It'll be strength versus strength.
Okay. And then this is a new round. Can I also help? Or is it,
Yes,
was it the same
because
round?
because Ms. Mermaid represents the start of the new round since she was at the top.
I
So
want to
yes.
see you
I'll help
break
Jack.
his hand with yours.
Okay. Jack,
Fucking
go ahead and make a
JoJo
strength
style.
roll with a bonus dice. That 5 replaces the 2. You have 2 degrees of success versus his plain strength. However,
Your number is bigger.
while 2 matches 2, you have higher stats. You
Oh,
take
good
the win
job.
on this one. So go ahead and roll for damage as you slam your fists together. 2 points of damage to Oswald. As you slam your fist against his finger, you hear crunching from his attempts to impale you with his fingertips, instead meeting metal as you shatter several of the structures in his fingers. His scowl only deepens. That was both of his attacks. And he can't take a movement action because he didn't free himself with one of his attacks. Jack, it's your move.
So Jack's just gonna look at him for a second. Did you know that I've lit myself on fire before?
You bastard.
And I took no damage.
You bastard.
As Jack is just
Oh,
gonna
goodness.
Jack's just gonna open up his dust container and just dump his fire rounds on the ground in front of both of them.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh
Jack.
shit.
He can only roll to endure.
Considering the knives is like right next to them as well, because I fucking barret them in there.
Slammed into
Now-
them.
Now, here's the thing. I dumped them. I didn't detonate them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you don't
I'm
have
gonna
to.
punch myself free as I'm detonating them.
Okay, yeah. I will still count that as both of your attacks because you are taking those actions. But yeah, you
Yeah.
can free yourself. You can set them off. As they go off, Katie, you can roll to dodge. Oswald cannot. Knives can dodge.
I forgot the Katie
So
was
we're
over
going
there.
to see what happens, I guess. We're going to start with
Yeah.
Knives' dodge attempt. Knives does not dodge. We are going to then move into the endurance
It's too stunned.
on Oswald. Oswald will take half damage.
Oh my
And-
god.
Katie and Jack, well, Jack, you're able to roll to dodge now because you freed yourself. Katie,
Yeah.
you can also roll to dodge.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
You only need 1 success. Katie got 1 success.
And
Good job.
let's see. Given that I'm moving, it's speed this time, yeah?
Yes, because you're in this case you're specifically trying to get out fast instead of you doing something dexterous or flexible. That's still a success
Good
though.
job.
Both of you are able to get out of the way while neither of the enemies are.
Mm.
Now I'm going to go ahead and see. So it's 1d6 plus 3, and 1d6 plus 3, 5, and 7. Because they're weak to fire. Okay, Oswald and Knives are actually both reduced to the exact same health level of 11.
Damn.
Whoa.
Meaning that the people with the most health right now are Ms. Mermaid, followed by the Hollow, and then a tie through the Lynn and Bunny.
Oh, I
2
have
allies
12
and 2
health, don't I?
enemies. You have 12, yes. Hollow has 21. Lynn and
Jesus.
Bunny have 20 each.
Ah, I see.
Yes.
I got hit. Oh, right.
Oh, no, you were at 20 naturally because of the healing thing.
I see. Good
You're
job,
never
though.
punished. Never punished, Jack.
Here's the funny thing. I have lit my. It's not even a joke. So like, I have literally lit myself on fire before. I've punched myself in the face before. I am using literally everything I've learned about Jack's semblance to screw with Oswald. Because he can't get any pips off the stuff because it's just fire and it's just ice. It's not kinetic.
Yeah.
I love
So,
that.
Yeah.
You
As
got
we
'em.
have Mr. Knives, both of you are able to get out of the fire zone. Mr. Knives can't run through the fire for obvious reasons, and instead is going to. Oh, there's only one person in melee distance of it right now, and it's a melee attacker. Let me go check
Get
what
'em.
misery Knives has. Knives has 2 misery, which means that's.
Does it go for
4d6.
Oswald again?
That's okay. So Oswald is no longer frozen, so he can roll to dodge at normal speed.
Mhm.
If he doesn't get at least 1 success, okay, that's not enough to dodge, but it's not critical.
Good lord.
Oh boy. Yeah, Oswald is going to take full damage as it swings its blades outwards in order to try to. Mr. Knives carves into a chunk of him.
I
It's
love
either
they're
2
just
or
beating
1.
the shit out of each other for us now.
It's gonna. I mean, it was his plan was to make you fight each other. Oswald's plans don't always go according to plan.
Oh,
Obviously.
what a turn of events! As his own creations go against him and will be his downfall in the end. That would be a fucking story. Like,
It
look
will
what you
use.
fucking.
It'll use its movement action to close the distance on Hunter. It has no stacks of misery, so it will make a regular attack roll against you. Endure or
Alright.
dodge.
I will endure.
Okie doke. Okay. That's 1 success.
That's unfortunate. Well,
One
oh yeah, that's
yep.
1 versus 1, but it has a higher number.
It has a higher stat, so
Damn.
it does regular damage to you.
It's gonna hurt.
No, it's not.
Wow.
Oh.
That's the good. That's good.
Yeah, that was so. Lynn, it is your turn again. You are the only person on the battlefield to have not been hit yet.
Oh,
Hunter
blessings.
just dodging
I count it
or
every day.
blocking in front of you.
Yeah, I see the battlefield raging, and there's fire. There is fire.
Clearly,
lot of fire.
this is payback. Now that it's a mechanic to shoot your allies, now Hunter won't shoot you in the back.
I know, right?
I know, right? What the heck? Oh no, never mind. Just I'm not
Get
complaining
down
about
here
that
so I can shoot you.
one. Oi! All right, you're not invited to the cake party, bro. If you do that one more time, no cake.
No,
Alright,
not the cake.
No, not the very confusing. Could not be cake. I'm taking pot shots at Oswald, of course. But as I do that, I put my hand on the gun where it will ignite, hoping to burn myself and hurt myself in the process of shooting him.
Ooh, interesting.
Okay. Then in that case, those two will balance each other out, so you will not get a penalty or a bonus.
And then can I decide whether or not to use that extra dice that I have to if I do or don't hit per
Which
encounters?
dice?
The dex or endurance thing that I have. The one extra dice. Abs.
I would prefer that you tell me beforehand.
Okay, yeah, I'll use it now.
Okay. So then go ahead and add a bonus dice.
To it. Oh,
That is
yeah.
4 degrees of success.
Ooh,
Wait,
that's
against me
gonna
too?
hurt.
Shit. All right, this is
Yeah, that's against the both of you. So firstly, I'm going to ask you to you can't dodge. You have to endure. So roll your endurance.
Oh,
no.
no.
Actually, I don't think
Oh
I don't
no.
think it's possible for you to succeed at this roll.
This is really gonna hurt. I have
How
one.
many? And you have one. Then
I have
even if
one.
you get a success, it's still critical. It's still a critical
Is there a
difference.
way to use my body gravity to dissuade some of the shock that will hit my hand?
There is not. Because you specifically set out to hurt yourself, and you don't know how badly you're going to hurt yourself until it happens.
Goodbye, everybody. Fast tank
Okay.
going out.
So, let me. He's going to try to dodge.
4 successes. Yeah.
Nope. He
no.
also takes critical damage. So
you
both of
should
you will
have
take
gotten some
critical.
negatives.
So,
Nice.
your weapon deals 2d6 normally, right?
Yep.
That means that both of you are taking 3d6 damage.
Oof.
Whoa.
So, you're gonna take 13 points of damage.
Oof.
Go ahead and roll for him now.
Whoa. Oh, can't we share that? Oh, damn.
You got this.
You got it. Sorry, you've got a good chance at this.
Oh, damn.
Oh, 11.
Even better.
11.
Oh my god. Oh my gosh, 11. Oh my gosh. Can I?
You reduce. Okay. As you fire your shot, you feel your hand in searing agony as you successfully equate out things. You harm yourself in exchange for harming him. This is a level of pain you are very much not used to.
Can I describe it?
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So as she moves her hand, and she doesn't know exactly how much this is gonna hurt.
Mhm.
But as she locks it onto Oswald, staring him down, it's just like, oh my gosh, this is the end, Oswald. You know, you shouldn't have done this, and but I'm sorry that it had to happen like this. And she means that, but she knows she knows what he is, and that's not going to change. And as she pulls the trigger, she just sees a burst of blood and flesh come from her, and then the shock and the brightness as it lands also on Oswald.
Okay. As the shot impacts, it would be more accurate to describe it as a detonation, only not in the sense of an explosion, but in the sense that you watch his entire torso pop. Katie and Jack are not exempt from the force of this. You feel the impact of air first, followed by the impact of chunks of grim liquid and fractured pieces of the marble that composes his body slamming into you, not dealing any damage, but thoroughly coating a huge amount of the battlefield. As he looks down, and the mask falls off. His expression is one of confusion as he reaches his hand towards his own chest and seems to poke around at it before dropping down to his knees. No. As he just starts grabbing onto the grim liquid on the ground and trying to pull it back into his chest, as you notice that he's literally starting to fall apart.
She lowers her gun, and there's just a silence about her. She's not watching this in glee at all, just watching him.
You watch as he continues scrambling around before he falls onto his own chest, and he keeps pulling at the ground. And it becomes clear that he's not going to be alive much longer. But he pulls himself forward, and his eyes set on Hunter. Hunter, remind me, you wear a large black coat over your red and white outfit?
I do, yes.
Okay. His eyes settle on that, and you can see much more clearly the eyes of the gospel here. And he does not look at Hunter. as he's literally dissolving into grim liquid, and the porcelain shards and all of the other creatures all suddenly stop moving and drop like marionettes whose strings have been cut. He keeps clawing, and you can see him muttering something as he keeps pulling himself towards Hunter. He's not a threat.
Hunter looks at him in abject confusion at this point.
Jack, I see that you're closing the distance as well. You can hear the muttering. The both of you can hear it as he's muttering, "Not again. Not again. I won't lose to you again. I can't lose to you again."
Jack's
he's-
gonna step on his back and force his body to the ground. What's left of it.
As you attempt
It's-
to, your foot sinks through his body like liquid, and he keeps pulling himself forward as the liquid parts,
Ugh.
instead carving a hole in a gap in his own body that gets wider and wider as he keeps trying to pull himself towards the person that he sees in the place of Hunter.
Hunter is going like kind of like, I guess, kneel almost, and he's gonna like look him in the eyes and goes, "Who am I?"
Who distinct creature. And his hands reach out and just, it seems like he's trying to make an attack, but instead it's just a limp pressure of his hand against your face. And now, silence. And his body just completely dissolves. All that's left behind is what appears to be, the first thought looking at it is a finger. Katie, when you lay eyes on it, you instantly know this is more than a grim. That finger it gives the same feelings that you got in Strav when you saw the heart.
Can I put my hand on it?
Yeah. As you touch it, immediately you are hit with a vision. You remember the Dream Eaters, the ones who take your memories, the Grimm who did so inside of Strav?
Mm-hmm.
There were memories contained here. Strav is connected to the Creator. All things that are grim are connected to the Creator, especially this, the finger of a dead god. But its memories, it's recalling something that isn't its own. Something that corroded at the mind of the gospel that went by the name of Oswald. And you can see, as you look up at Hunter, the exact face that Oswald must have been seeing. Oswald's memories are being corroded and replaced by someone else's memories, and for whatever reason, they had this infinite burning hatred for a figure that stood clad in a pristine black suit and a large circular black mask over their face that seemed to completely nullify their entire presence. You couldn't tell anything about them. All you could tell is that this figure in black emitted a radius of perfect silence wherever they went.
How did he even get his hands on this thing?
As you're in contact with the finger, though, the memory fades away. Oswald is dead now, as is the body that those memories corroded. But you're able to see more. Like I said, every part of the dead god is still aware of every other part. And as you see through the eyes, you see a gospel standing there, far more regal, giving off this essence of holy power unlike anything else, standing over the body that you know to be the old gods. It's almost done. Soon the All-Father shall awaken. Shame. I can feel Oswald. I can feel Tabris passing on. A necessary sacrifice. Suppose I'll hold them off. The final vanguard. Remember me, All-Father. and he walks away, as you can tell through the eyes of the dead god that it is staring through the shell of one of the eggs of a gospel. The awakening process is almost complete. The Allfather has almost finished devouring the corpse, and will soon awaken. And with that, you are able to bring yourself back to the moment. You're back in the room, surrounded by the remnants of what was Oswald or Tabras's body, and the empty husks of 3 hollows that are no longer under his control. You all took some damage there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
I need to get to work, all right? So it's like, all right, guys, we gotta go fast. I just touched that finger. By the way, that's a finger. It's I think it's of a it's some kind of dead of the not dead grim god thing. I don't know how Oswald got it. But there's a guy who's like gonna hold us off, and he's serving the Allfather, and the Allfather's gonna come up soon. And I don't think the guy that's trying to hold us off plans to survive. He's trying to buy time or something. So we gotta get to work. I'm gonna heal my guy, and I'm gonna touch the other Grim to like see if, cause I mean they're not under Oswald's. Maybe I can like bring them back or something. I don't know, but we gotta get to work.
I'm just gonna like look around and kind of see Lynn, and he's just kind of gonna walk over to her and gently pat her back. You okay?
before she'd been listening to Katie and kind of responding. She's like, "Yeah, sounds like the plan." And then she's just been kind of watching Oswald. At first, it is the rush of battle, or she'll say, it's
Mhm.
I don't think I can feel my fingers. Um,
Bring me your
I don't know.
hand.
Jack, your scroll is going off.
Oh, flip! Is
Oh.
Team Phoenix dead?
The hell? Whatever. As Jack's gonna like motion to Lynn to bring her hand as he opens up his scroll. Hello?
Been a while, hasn't it? You hear the voice from the start of this campaign. Oi, the person that you got into a fight with at the start and a member of that other organization is calling in.
Oh my god, I forgot that was a
Boy.
thing.
Lion, how are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing all right. We just touched down. We got some news. Apparently, M has been keeping track of a fair amount of stuff going on. I assume that, considering the fact that we kept hearing explosions earlier, that we're almost at your location.
Maybe. You in the north?
Yeah, currently freezing my tits off, but yeah. We're entering into this underground cavern. We got told to head in here. Apparently, it was a high priority thing. We got sent by the Atlas guys immediately as soon as he heard that we have a semblance that functions as a healing medic.
Hey, yeah, we'll be down here waiting on you. A couple of us need patching up. Specifically, Lynn, bring me your hand. Come on.
She tears her eyes away from Oswald and
Yeah. You notice Jack like put his phone kind of between his shoulder and stuff and like start pulling out like general first aid stuff. Just
I can see it. Oh.
yeah, a couple of us could use some patching up, so to speak.
Understood. We were told to provide supplemental assistance in clearing these underground areas, but we can spare Hikari.
Yeah,
We'll send
she's
her
gonna
right down to
love
you.
seeing us, especially me. Oh boy. Toasty.
Oh boy, oh boy. She hates healing people, so I know she's not looking forward to this.
I mean, at least I'm not missing an arm this time.
The fact that that's the bar really says a lot about just what kind of bullshit we've been getting into as soon as we got involved with you.
To be fair, that's your own fault. You agreed to let us in.
Technically, that's the boss's fault, not mine. I, personally... Wait, no, I'm the one who invited you in the first place. It is my fault. Well, at least we're, saving the world? Something like that?
Kinda, yeah.
Cool. Hopefully that means that I'll get paid extra for this. hazard pay and all that. Oh, that's a gospel. Great. Yeah, we're sending Hikari ahead. Okay, yeah. We'll be fine. She'll meet up with you. Hanging up before I get hung. So, bye.
Gotcha.
And she hangs up.
As Jack is just puts away the scroll and is continuing wrapping Lynn's hand, yelling immediate first aid.
What's
While
the
this is happening, I'm
situation?
gonna be.
Hmm?
While this is happening, I'm gonna go over and like try to comfort my hollow and like heal them up before I move on to trying to see if I can interface with the husks.
Okie doke. I'm going to ask you to roll 2 of your semblance rolls. One for healing the hollow, one for interfacing with the other hollows.
Give me the good stuff. That's not the good
That's
stuff.
not the good stuff. That's not the good stuff. Unfortunately, you're not able to heal your hollow.
But
As you attempt to go through it, you can tell your energy is running a little bit on the low side, mainly because you're tired. And as you try to gather up that energy, the hollow isn't harmed enough where that would be enough to heal it, especially because it has more health than you do.
Well.
Meanwhile, go ahead and make another one for interfacing with the other hollows.
the good stuff. That's the good stuff.
Yeah,
That is what I'm looking for.
That's 2 degrees of success. You are able to interface with all of them. And if anything, it's like interfacing with the broken gospel from before.
Hmm.
Mixed together with the lobotomized Grim. You can start repairing them, you can start putting them back together, but the most they'll ever be is, well, lower than the Grim normally would be. Rather than being purely animalistic like they normally should be, or even potentially friendly, depending on the circumstances, they will just be creatures. It's hard to define, but you know that they are... You kind of can't restore them to a full state from here.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if,
So-
say, you wanted to continue analyzing them inside of your med bay, that'd be a different thing entirely.
I think we're gonna have some like time before Hikari gets here, so might as well. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna be like preparing them. So just like, okay, buddies, if you help us out, then hopefully nothing like what you've been through will ever happen again.
They just kind of blindly follow your orders.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm gonna see if I can figure them out, analyze them and stuff, while everyone is busy with things like medical attention and being gravely injured.
Now,
Small stuff.
when we arrive in the next session, it'll be with Hikari. I will say, that's not quite how I expected the fight to go.
Yeah.
That seems to be a recurring pattern.
Yeah, like my overall understanding of the statistics on this was a little bit too off. So instead of having a second phase, the fight kind of wrapped up because you killed him. You got him. It was supposed to be- once he dropped below 10 health, he was supposed to switch phases.
Oh.
You went from 11 to 0.
I was like,
What was gonna happen in the next phase?
So the next phase was going to be me continuing to blatantly rip off Library of Ruina, but this time on purpose and for a point, since we know what the next jump is going to be. And it was that those hazy mist things that show up, I was introducing them first with people stealing abilities that you knew from this session, so that I could then start using the Reverberation Ensemble from the end of Library of Ruina.
Dude, that would have been so cool.
Yeah, specifically, he was going to use Elena, the Blood Manipulator, Greta, the Shark Woman, and Philip, the Pyromancer. And I was like, yeah, this is going to be rad. This is going to be cool. And then you killed him. You skipped phases like you're speed running. And I'm just like, damn.
Look,
damn.
I'm just saying. We dodged not a bullet. We dodged a nuke.
Dude, Len did so great this session. This was
Because
top tier Len
I'm
content.
like 99% sure I was not gonna live that.
Yeah, no. Dude, if we got
Same.
that next phase, Jackie would be dead on the floor.
Probably.
Dude, we would both be dead on the fucking floor at this point.
Oh, couldn't have done it without my best buds. If you
But
go
more
and murder
importantly-
somebody.
More importantly, my hollow probably wouldn't have survived.
Yeah.
Ah.
So Elena, the blood manipulator, with that shade, it was going to be dealing damage to people based on how much health they've already lost. Basically, not good for specifically
Oh.
Jack.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have necessarily knocked out everyone else, but Jack had 3 points, so wasn't looking good. Lynn potentially could have been in danger if not for the fact that Lynn was full health until the killing blow. With the shark woman one was going to eat one of the hollows. Just devour it and
yeah.
restore health and heal up, which you did not want to happen. And lastly,
That's
Philip the
good.
Pyromancer, that's just really just on the nose naming.
Yeah.
I mean, fair, you know.
So it's a good thing we have the power of freaking gun.
Yeah. I forgot that I gave your gun bonus damage. That wasn't in my mathematics.
Look.
Fucked me on this one.
Look, sometimes you just need an excessive quantity of damage in order to, you know,
Oh yeah, 100%.
everything.
Just
I think
The way that the dice tell a story some days is just really nice.
this is
Mhm.
straight up just the Vegeta. What you doing? What am I doing? Foiling my plans? Foiling my plans? Foiling your plans? Are you? You know what? Yes.
You know what? Yes, I am. But yeah, I personally am not like sad at all about missing the reverberation ensemble thing, because while some of those abilities are cool, the big thing that I wanted to do was make it clear that this is there was the gospel known as Tabris.
Mhm.
And then there are the memories of Oswald, the actual person from Library of Rowena.
Oh.
what?
Like,
How
that's-
did that happen?
That's a
'cause,
great
like-
question.
Because, like, you got what I can only assume is frickin' Silence Man. So
Yeah, the Black Silence is specifically the person.
I mean,
Yeah,
to be fair, we've also established that we are not the first jumpers here, and we're cleaning up someone else's mess.
Correct.
True.
Oh, because we're in because someone else jumped before us here, right?
Mhm.
yeah,
Yep.
Oh,
someone
the heck did
someone
they
hecked
do?
up someone hecked up this place. And I, like, dude,
did somebody like decide to destroy the moon and was like, "Oh, the other side did it, fuckers," you know, or something like that? He left a note saying the other side did it.
I need
And
to
then
destroy
they're
the
all like, "Rah."
moon.
So I will tell you that there's a reason why. So when the light god sealed away all of the gospels, he used his own energy to maintain that seal.
Mhm.
There's a reason why the seal's breaking. There's also a reason why the god of darkness is a corpse that you are finding the pieces of. And
Who came
lastly,
in here?
I will tell you
Yes.
this. When you finish this campaign, there will be a small section where you see memories, where you will see what happened that caused a few things. And technically, originally, when I technically promised that there wouldn't be a jumper in this campaign that you'd have to that's on your opposing side. So technically, it's iffy, but you will see memories of that jumper. And I'm going to tell you right now, there's some bullshittery going on, and I'm hoping that y'all enjoy it, especially because next time you're going to be facing off against what will either be the final boss or the semi-final boss, depending on how it turns out. You will face off against the venerated brother, he who calls himself father. And if necessary, you will face off against the true progenitor, the All-Father, depending on whether or not he awakens.
Mhm.
Hell yeah. All right.
I'm
Well,
so hyped.
we're going to move over to our end screen here. For those of you in ads, I do apologize, but when the time comes to end, the time comes one way or another. So we're going to go ahead and do
Okay.
a raid.
Before we move into that, we're going to first go through from top to bottom in our voice chat, and I'm going to ask Katie, what was your favorite part of today's session?
Okay. I really liked how Oswald's death person. I really liked how Oswald went out. I think that was pretty good wrap up like for him.
Mhm.
It was both like kind of like it seemed like this is kind of sad for him, but also like really satisfying Like
Yeah.
that just went really nicely.
The only sad thing is that you didn't successfully poison him.
I know. I really wanted to
Oh.
drug him. If my turn, if my turn come around, I was thinking about like, well, either I was going to jump onto the hollow and heal him, but I was also thinking of like using good vibes somehow, because it looked like a situation where I could do that, and like that's like kind of drug adjacent. But Jackie didn't let me have the drums, and also Jackie was frozen, so you know.
Shame.
She was calculating. She knew the cat. She knew everything.
Yeah, the
So
technically, a gospel is completely immune to being poisoned or drugged. But when they
Yeah.
start injecting themselves with gliquid, things
Yeah.
change.
Oh.
I specifically wanted to make sure you had the opportunity to drug him if it came along. It's a
Yeah.
shame that it didn't, but
Yeah.
it's the thought that counts.
Mhm.
And you thought about pumping that man full of drugs.
yes,
Sin.
yes.
What was
Mhm.
your favorite moment?
I think my favorite moment was getting to do the baseball swing of the guy and it just landing so perfectly, and then Jackie just fucking nuking both of them at the same fucking time.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
Such a good moment.
And Jackalope, what was your favorite moment?
Him taking Jack's semblance, because at that
Mm.
point it was, oh, I know how to handle this, and I
Oh,
found
yeah.
it very funny to actively have to circumvent my own semblance.
Yeah, and you did it well.
That's-
And Lynn, what was your favorite part of today's session?
I have 3. Can I say 3?
Mhm.
Absolutely.
I would love to. So I loved how he turned things grayscale. Like I could see that in my mind's eye when that happened. I was like, "Oh damn, it's getting real now. He's turned into grayscale." So I really like that. The second part, when I got really anxious about having to shoot Jack, and I was like, "Wait, what do I do?" And then he's like, "Just shoot me." I'm like, "No." So,
Shoot best
uh,
buddy. Oh god, why?
oh
Just when
gosh,
in doubt,
why?
shoot Jackalope.
I'm like, was there any other way? Could I have literally just like smacked him a little bit, instead of like actually shooting him? Yeah, you never know. And then the last part that I really liked, man, was just like that whole moment that he had, Oswald, at the end was like, oh damn, like you kind of did this to yourself, and it sucks, but just kind of like watching him and his reaction.
Yeah, he
That
dug
was
his
sad.
own grave, and you put him to rest in it.
Yeah.
All
Alright.
right.
And then the jumper idea is really cool too.
Yes. And for me, my favorite part of this is definitely just. It's technically cheating to say it like this. It's talking about what's going to be coming up in the next session or two. And it's just like,
Mm.
yeah. Oh, I'm so hyped. I wrote out a whole thing about it, oh, I'm looking forward to just being able to hint at that, be able to tell you that you're going to see some neat and interesting shit. That's what I'm looking forward to the most, and that's my favorite thing to do. So that was my favorite part of the session.
Heck
Alright.
yeah, for sure, for sure.
Well, I appreciate all y'all for being here. And next episode is going to be a doozy. We're getting close to the very end of this campaign, so I'm very excited to see the ending for this. So if you guys are interested in coming along and seeing it as well, feel free to join next week, Monday at 7 p.m. PST. If you guys want to see some of our other series that we do across the channel, obviously we have our Discord that you guys can go to and check out in your time zone when we do videos at any point in time. You can also see it on our Twitch, although I don't know if that translates to your time zone. But tomorrow we're going to be starting Castle Crashers, a very, very, very old game. I think 2008, if I recall correctly. Me and Wally and a few other friends, or potential friends, will be joining that. Wednesdays just don't be more Plague Tale Rec Room as we kind of try to get through that game. And Thursday is going to be Phasmophobia with me, Yuki. Oh, I feel bad. Hold on. Who's my third? Oh, I feel very bad. Why do I
Story?
always? Yes, story. Thank you. I always forget 4. I had me, Yuki and Ratty in my head, and I was like, "There's a 4th one. There's a 4th one." But yeah, me, Yuki, story, and hopefully Ratty.
Sorry to
depending on-
interrupt. It's totally interrupting. I'm gonna bounce right now. I'm gonna go deal with some ants.
Fight
happened,
the
everyone?
ant
Look forward to
army.
Yeah, no, I'll be back later. Well, no, I won't be back.
Have a good night.
Have a good night, everyone.
See you, man.
Yeah, good night.
Bye.
All right, and we're going
Very
to so we're going to be doing all that. So if you guys are interested in that content, we're going to be doing it at 7 p.m. PST throughout the week, pretty much every single day aside from Friday, in which case we also do one at 2 p.m. PST. Or sorry, 2 a.m. PST. 2 a.m. and 6 p.m. Are when we do all of our streams. But we're going to go ahead and do a raid here. I've been in her chat a few times, but we're going to go ahead and raid a decent friend named That Spooky Neko Girl. I don't know what she's playing Inzoli. There's no L. But she's going to be playing that. I've heard a few things about it. Haven't been able to see it before, and she raids Wazi quite constantly, so I want to give her some love. So if you guys are interested in joining that, feel free to pop by as well. She is doing her Just Starting Soon screen. So she's going to be not talking for a little bit there. So we're gonna pop in. We're gonna be a little bit of a bother. So if you guys want to join that raid message, feel free to grab it, post it when we pop over, and we'll see all of you fine folks next time. Bye.
Bye-bye.